this YouTube video is about Takun, or Cha Fist. And our opening of our Cha Fist is very elegant. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I was explained to how this technique was used, it was really more ritual based. My Qigong told me it's about putting on your sash, tying your sash, getting ready for combat. But it's always important to add a little bit of application to it. So when it makes sense with application, it's easier to remember. And at least it's not just these fancy dance moves that are useless. He's gonna grab and choke my neck over here in this position. So over here, if he gets a lapel grab or anything like this, I take my fingers and I'm gonna stab him in the neck this way, okay? So I'm backing him off just by giving him a little bit of pain. So over here, back again, I'm stepping forward, I'm clearing this, and arms gonna clear down, and now I'm gonna go for a body lock in this position. So you can see 1, 2, 3, that gets into a body lock, okay? And there's different ways depending on how you're going to tackle the opponent based on your grip. So there's different ways for grips. So when we practice, yes, we practice with 2 hands, but even in a situation, if it was just 1 hand, I could work on that clear, and I could have another hand just holding position, clearing it out, whatever the case may be. It could be just 1 hand as well. Maybe he's got like a lapel grab over here, clear that in position. I'm going for a body lock there. Now, next move that we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4. We lift up 5, 6, 7. That one is a throw afterwards because we got ourselves into a body lock. So let's just change positions a little bit. Let's just say, once again, you go grab over here. I'm going to clear that out of the way. Body lock, okay? From here, I'm going to lift him up. And here, I'm going to turn and toss him down to the floor. So he's going to trip over my foot. I could have different options where here, from a body lock position, I'm going to pick up and I'm going to get my foot between his legs and he's going to turn and fall that way, okay? If I don't get that throw, I have my second one, because if I hear I'm throwing, he gets the landing, now I have this thigh here, now I throw him over that thigh. Okay, so this over here, 1, 2, is actually 2 techniques. You can just finish off your opponent this way, or if you just get into the body lock here, I can just drive through with my stance, and I turn and he's drop your opponent that way. Okay, you're gonna have different grips. And sometimes when these grips, say he's go for my lapel grab again, and I'm clearing, I can go for, say, sleeve and lapel, and from that position I can go here, and he can trip over my foot and work on that throw there. Okay, so it depends on those grip as well. So I could always get from the sleeves, I can get from the lapel, but also in the situation once he's grabbed here again, and I'm clearing, see this? From behind, now he got his belt, and from that belt I could use that as my grip to throw. So different ways of gripping, you have to see it in different contexts in terms of fighting, because sometimes, yeah, you'll have a grip. Sometimes in the olden days, if they wore armor for battle, then you have obviously more of their armor to grab on. So these are different ways of viewing your Takun opening movements, okay? When we look at things in terms of a war perspective or kind of like a high degree of self-defense on the street, sometimes people are going to engage you with knives. And so we're going to do the same thing for this situation, is that if I had a knife on hand and Alexander kind of goes for the choke for the head here, I'm going to go stab here, 1, 2 from behind, and I can go for the stab from behind there. So understanding that these opening movements of 1, 2, 3, it's not always from a situation of just bare hands. So in the situation over here, I can do an eye jab, I clear that, get this around the body, and from there I go for the stab. So let's go from another angle. So same thing, have here, from here, I could do a piercing finger towards the throat, towards the eyes, clear that out, take that from underneath, and I go stab from behind. So that's using from a type of wartime type of period, as well as a self-defense in terms of street scenario. So looking at Takun in different degrees, because when you look at martial arts or the system, you want to look at it as civilian, military, or sport. And so when you look at these things from different angles, you're going to alter your techniques so it's applicable to that situation.